Wow, it's later than I thought. I thought it was maybe 8:45 p.m. Anyway, today is Sunday, July 14th, obviously, and I need to call the Greenville group because over the last 45 minutes, while I have been engaging in some personal hygiene activities in the privacy of this apartment with the door closed, verifiably, there has been constant and activity-specific harassment from someone who likes to smoke something in the bathroom of this vacant unit located behind this wall, and the violent, mentally disturbed, woman-hating psycho thug directly below in 76. Let's talk about the piece of shit in 76. This low-life nut job has taken it upon themselves to come up to my door for absolutely no reason, probably about 10 times in the last 2 years, and has engaged in some compulsively violent, aggressive, and destructive behavior directly against the door to this unit and against my physical person every single time he's come up to my door. He's a mentally disturbed piece of shit who physically assaults people based on what he says he can see them doing in their living space. And over the last, 2 hours now, that violent thug has been repeatedly slamming and banging things directly below, usually my bed, but also my bathroom, whenever I have attempted to engage in any kind of personal private hygiene in the privacy of this unit. There's also been somebody who suddenly resumed smoking and burning sickening, intense amounts of marijuana and cigar smoke from behind this wall. That has forced me to keep the window open, and the window's wide open behind the shade. I just lowered the shade for privacy. And I've also had to keep the door to the hallway open, but because right now I'm in a state of partially unclothed, I can't keep that door open. I had to take off my shirt because it is intensely hot in here and I was sweating. My shirt is damp and I had to pull down my shorts again because I'm just sweaty. I also tried to use the facilities in my bathroom all over the last hour and a half. And every single time I have done something related to my crotch, the piece of shit directly below in 76, the violent, low-life thug that has bragged to me that he knows what I do in this unit and has accused me of having hair on my face and bad teeth and legs that are shaped like a man's, even though I've never physically gone near that low-life piece of filth. He seems to know everything about my physical self that he should not have any knowledge of. And over the last hour and a half, he's been making repeated violent slamming and pounding. I mean, it's not like, he's doing this. It sounds like he's literally dropping a piano directly below my bed and directly below my toilet when I was trying to use the facilities in my bathroom about an hour ago. He started making violent slamming and banging noises as soon as I tried to use the toilet paper. And then when I was engaging in some personal hygiene outside of the bathroom, but with my shorts on, he started making violent slamming and banging noises against the floor of my unit, right here where I was standing. So he was literally pounding the floor beneath my feet, which is his ceiling, when I was cleaning out my crotch area about an hour ago and standing right here, even though I kept my shorts on, okay? So I was not doing this out in the open, even though I have the right to clean my crotch area out in the open if I want to, because it is a private residence. This is my living space. I have the right to engage in personal hygiene in the privacy of my living space without having the hideously ugly, revolting piece of psycho thug scum directly below violently start pounding the area below my feet and below my toilet whenever I try to clean my crotch. That is a crime, folks. And because the psycho thug directly below in 76 came up to my door in February, so 3 months ago now, 3.5 months ago, accusing me of having fur on my face, legs shaped like a man's, bad teeth, food in my teeth. These are things he should never have any knowledge of because I don't physically go anywhere near him. I hadn't physically been anywhere in his presence in 2 years, a year and a half. The last time he came up to my door and started slamming things against it prior to February of 2024 was sometime in October of 2022. So that's like a year and a half. He should have had no knowledge of what my face looked like or what is on my face or what's in my teeth or what my legs look like, because when he was standing in front of my door shouting these things at me, I was halfway down the hall trying not to go anywhere near him. But he had knowledge of my physical aspects, even though he never should have had. And now he has been making repeated violent pounding noises every time I've tried to clean my crotch or take off my shirt or scratch my armpit. And I've been reporting this for years. That piece of shit directly below 76 is basically doxing the fact that he has some type of surveillance-based knowledge of what I do in the privacy of this unit. And then he becomes deliberately violent against the floor, wherever I happen to be standing or sitting, while attempting to engage in that personal hygiene activity. I mean, this isn't a big secret. Greenville themselves have admitted to the use of surveillance devices. And here, Mr. Oleg Eliseyev likes to brag about how he does illegal things. And I think he's just getting a big kick out of getting away with conducting some very illegal activities, such as using surveillance devices in people's living spaces and in the common bathrooms. And he just brags about it because he doesn't think that he's, going to suffer any consequences. But I'm going to record this anyway because it is a legal situation. It's hot as hell and I'm sweating and I have the right to walk around, no shirt on.
Our office hours are from 9 to 5.
I have the right to walk around in my apartment with the door closed and no shirt on without the psycho thug in 76 directly below, repeatedly slamming things against the floor beneath my bed where I was sitting when I took off my shirt, or repeatedly slamming things against the floor in front of the stack of boxes where I was standing when I was cleaning my crotch with my shorts on, or repeatedly slamming things against the floor below my toilet when I was trying to use the toilet earlier. That piece of shit, 76, is severely mentally disturbed and has some serious problems where women are concerned.
Invalid input. Please try again.
Hello, you've reached the Greenville Real Estate Group. Our office hours are from 9 to 5 Monday.
So the piece of violent, low-life scum in 76 directly below either wants to be a woman or he has issues because he's so hideously ugly he never gets laid and hates women. Either way, he's a mentally disturbed nut job.
Input detected. Disconnecting.
All right, let's try this again. I also have a hard time talking because between Thursday and Friday, 2 days ago, somebody was sitting in the bathroom of 78, continuously burning and propagating intense, sickening amounts of marijuana smoke and cigar smoke that are constantly affecting my voice, my ability to breathe, and my ability to speak. I am a lifelong non-smoker, and having to breathe in constant smoke and fumes that are being deliberately propagated into this corner right here from the bathroom of 78 literally affects my voice to the point where I sound like a smoker when I talk, even though I'm not.
Our office is currently closed.
I've never been a smoker.
Please press 1.
I have never been a smoker. I've never been a drinker. I've never taken any drugs, not even prescription pills, and I've never had to.
Invalid input. Please try again.
After the tone,
That's a
please
fact.
leave a detailed message with your name and number so we may get back to you when we return.
Hi there. It's right around 9:15, 9:20 p.m. on Sunday, July 14th, 2024. I'm calling to report some severely aggressive, violent, very concerning behavior from the violent psycho thug who you've placed directly below me in Unit 76 for the last 2.5 years now. And over the last 2.5 years, this piece of shit that you're renting to in 76, who obviously has some criminal problems and is legally confined to his unit because he never leaves, has become violent and compulsively aggressive towards me based on things that I do in the privacy of my unit that he should have absolutely no knowledge of because they are silent and mostly silent. And over the last 2 hours, the violent piece of shit in 76 has started making repeated slamming, violent pounding directly against the floor of my unit when I have physically tried to use the facilities in my bathroom. So he was slamming things against the floor below my bathroom when I was sitting on the toilet. Then he started slamming things violently against the floor below my bed when I was lying on my bed and took off my shirt and pulled down my shorts because I was hot and sweaty. Then he started repeatedly violently slamming the floor directly below my feet when I was standing over by my door, engaging in some personal hygiene, still with my shorts on. So he should not have had any knowledge of what I was doing there, but he started repeatedly slamming things against my feet, which is his ceiling, when I was standing over by my door with the door closed, cleaning out my sweaty crotch area. Yeah, there you go. There's some details right there. And he does this whenever I do anything that is personal or private. I've reported this dozens of times over the last 2.5 years to Greenville management that the psycho thug in 76 is apparently engaging in violence and aggressive behavior against the ceiling of his unit, which is my floor, based on silent and personal activities that I do while in the privacy of my bathroom or of my living space that he should have no knowledge of, but obviously does and wants to let me know that he has knowledge of, because he is using or is accessing footage of what I do in the privacy of my living space in real time as I am engaging in those personal hygiene activities, including cleaning out my crotch area with my shorts on. He should have no knowledge of that, but this is like the 20th time that he has violently slammed and pounded things against the floor of my unit when I'm cleaning out my crotch, whether I'm sitting on the toilet or whether I'm standing over by my door with the door closed and my shorts on. This piece of shit becomes violent and intrusive whenever I do anything that is related to my crotch or to my armpits or picking my nose, any kind of bodily orifice that I have to scratch or clean out. He becomes violent and intrusive in real time as I'm trying to clean out those bodily orifices. This is a serious violation of my privacy and of my right to a private and safe living space. And because this individual has physically assaulted me several times when he has taken it upon himself to come up to my door for no reason and then stupidly confront me about what he can see and hear me doing in the privacy of my unit that he should have no knowledge of, it is very obvious at this point that the psycho thug in 76 is using surveillance devices or is being provided footage of surveillance of me engaging in personal and private hygiene activities in the privacy of my living space. And this has been going on now for 2 hours. I'm afraid to leave my unit because in order to go down the stairs, I have to physically pass by the door of this piece of shit in 76, and he's violent and aggressive and unpredictable and irrational, and you guys are responsible for his behavior because he is obviously criminally insane and compulsively violent. I am recording this voicemail for legal purposes. I am afraid for my safety right now, and this is your fault, Greenville, because you deliberately chose to place mentally disturbed, violent, intrusive thugs and psychopaths such as Jasmine Irizarry and Kevin, the compulsive masturbator in 88, in all 3 adjacent units to mine, and it is affecting my safety and my health. And you guys are using surveillance devices as you have admitted on multiple occasions, and then obviously doxing my personal hygiene activities to the sex offenders and psychopaths in all 3 units. This is the basis for a harassment order against the Greenville group, and this has been going on for years. This is like the 20th time that I've had to leave a voicemail about the psycho thug in 76, slamming things against the floor of my unit when I'm engaging in personal hygiene that is silent and private. Yeah, I think most people would be kind of upset if they were trying to clean their crotch privately and some psycho sex offender neighbor started slamming things repeatedly against the shared walls and shared floors of their apartment. Most rational, normal people would be pretty upset if they were like cleaning out their crotch or wiping down their armpits or picking their nose or blowing their nose or whatever, engaging in any type of personal hygiene, and all of a sudden your psycho thug neighbor starts repeatedly slamming things against the wall like that to let you know they have knowledge of what they're doing. Any rational person would find that concerning and upsetting.